Hello, hello. Happy Sunday. Today is Sunday. It is late afternoon, early evening. It's like about 5:30. Or should I say it's what Sheldon calls pre-evening, the pre-evening. Sheldon from The Big Bang Theory, in case you didn't get that. So it's later in the afternoon. I'm heading into Aldi right now. Going to be picking up a few items for the week. I'm made out my dinner menu for the week and just a couple items that I'm going to be needing. I'm going to be picking up today. I've decided to wait and come at this hour. Hopefully it's not crazy busy. I really dislike coming when it's busy. I feel like a lot of people are doing their weekly grocery shopping earlier in the afternoon, or around lunchtime, and it usually gets busy. The parking lots are busy. You're circling to get a parking spot. That's like tight to get into the aisles and things like that. So I decided to come at this hour. Maybe it'll be a little less busy. I normally do like online ordering and do the delivery service to have my groceries dropped off. Just to avoid this, I pay the fee, the service fee, the delivery tip, just to avoid this. But this year, 2026, I said I'm going to be saving, and if me dragging myself into the store myself will save me from all that fees and dues and all the nonsense that I could be doing it myself, I'm going to be doing it myself. Hopefully it's not too busy. And I get to pick my own items, which, a lot of times they do a pretty good job, but, maybe you would have got something a little more ripe or because you're going to be using it towards the end of the week, you kind of get something that'll be more ripe towards the end of the week, like let's say an avocado. So I get to pick my own items. Looking on the plus side, my glass is half full. So I'll be heading into Aldi, but I did want to mention a little update on my Zumba class. If you watched my previous video, I said I was super excited about taking the Zumba class at the gym. So I go to Crunch Fitness and I signed up for the Zumba class and super excited. It started at 7. I was so out of place. My 2 left feet were definitely showing. So I ended up showing up. I don't want to say super early, but it was pretty early. It was around 6:45. So I showed up about 15 minutes early. There were some people in the workout room, the activity room, I guess. And I didn't know if it was like another class that was going on or if a personal trainer who was working with somebody. So I kind of stayed outside. I did meet one of the other ladies there that was there for the Zumba class. Super friendly. She kind of was like, it's great. She used to stand in the back, but now she's more confident. So she's up at the front and, now I've done Zumba classes and other fitness classes. I've done like the step class, Zumba. They've had ballet sometimes. And this was like years ago. And I've always loved the gym classes, but I haven't been to a gym class in, I would say maybe 15 years, if I can think back that far. And coming in, I was like really nervous, not because people were going to be looking at me, because I don't really even care about that, but just kind of like where you're new to something. It's kind of like when you're new to a job or, first day of school, and like that kind of feeling, like the little jitters. So the instructor showed up right at 7 and she said hi to everybody. And she knew everybody in the class. There was about 17 or 18 people in the class. And she comes up to me and says hi and asks me if this was my first class, of course, which I'm sure she knew because she knew everybody in the class. So she just kind of was friendly, very welcoming, and she let me know, go ahead and just try to keep up if I get lost, no big deal. Just kind of, walk in place, and, it's all about just having fun. So the class got started and she had great music. Loved all the music that she was playing throughout the whole session. And I was like 3 steps behind everybody, and you could tell everybody was like in sync. She wasn't quite going over like the next steps where I've seen some instructors do, like where you say, you kind of say out loud what your next step is going to be, so you're not so lost. But everybody already knew what the next steps were, so you could totally tell that they've been there for many, many sessions. And where this was my very first, and her really not verbalizing. Now, this isn't me bashing on her in any way, but she wasn't really verbalizing any of her steps, so which made me even more lost. But I tried my best. I try to keep up some of the steps. It's just like dancing, so like the cha-cha and going forward and half spin and then go back. Anyway, so needless to say, I had a great workout. It was super fun. I will definitely be signing up again. I want to go more often to just see if I can actually memorize the steps like everybody else. So yeah, I just wanted to give that quick little update on the class that I was super excited for. So now I'm going to go ahead and head into Aldi and grab a few of the items that I'm needing for the week. So I'll go ahead and bring you guys along. Somebody left us a cart right here. Going to be taking a variety of different fruits. I've already gotten some apples and oranges, and I really like the grapes here at Aldi, so I got this nice little pack. And of course, I can't forget the vegetables. I'm taking some Brussels sprouts. Going to be making Brussels sprouts for one of our side items for dinner this week. So, yep. And I'm looking for green beans. For some reason, they always have a great supply of them. The fresh green beans are like in a bag, the string green beans, but I don't seem to find them. The pack was almost $4 for 4 ears of corn. They were already peeled and packaged, but at almost $4, I don't know if that was such a good deal, so I put them back. Love to snack on these sweet peppers with a little cottage cheese and the everything bagel seasoning. Chef's kiss. Wanting to take some avocados. These are almost $3 for the bag, but they're pretty small. So I'm looking to see if maybe there's, the single ones somewhere, but I don't see any. So I guess I'll take these, even though they are hard as rocks. Hopefully by the time I'm having these for dinner, they'll be a good one. I really like this wheat bread that Aldi has. It's a low-calorie bread. It's really good. It's super soft. So for 2 slices, that's only 80 calories. Going to be having spaghetti for one night, and towards the end of the week, going to be doing what I like to call Mayo pizza night. It's MYO, make your own pizza. And of course, can't forget the pepperonis. It's not a pizza without pepperoni. Was debating on taking the turkey pepperonis just because they're supposed to be better for you, but decided to go with the regulars instead. And going to be taking some breakfast sausage links. These I did take in the turkey though. Prefer the whipped cream cheese. And going to be taking a half gallon of milk. We don't go through milk as much as we used to, so taking the half gallon. Gotta check that date. And we are needing some eggs. We are completely out of eggs. We go through eggs, not as much as we used to either, but we definitely still go through them. So I'm taking 2 dozen eggs. These will last us a good little bit. And now that I say that out loud, I'm sure this will be the time where everybody's going to want eggs. And we'll end up going through them faster than I was expecting. Isn't that usually how that happens? Now it's time to check out. I like to do the self-checkout just because I can set up my bags, and as I'm scanning, I can go ahead and pack up my bags as I go. So I got most of the items that I was looking for and a couple that I didn't. And that's how it goes. You make a list and you still end up with a couple things that you didn't plan on, but you know, that's fine. So now I'm gonna head over to Publix just to get a couple of the items that I knew I wouldn't find for sure at Aldi. I really like this coconut milk. What's a coconut almond milk, which is like the best of both worlds. So not just almond milk and not just coconut milk, but it's a merriness of yumminess. So they sometimes have it at Aldi. It's that special occasion. For some reason they may carry it, but most of the times they don't. So I don't ever count that it would be here. So I'm going to pick that up at Publix, and they didn't have any green beans. I like them in the fresh produce that I have on the menu for this week. So I'm going to be picking that up, and maybe 1 or 2 other things that I feel like I may have missed, picking that up also at Publix. So let's get going. I found the green beans and they were on sale 2 for $5, but I ended up only grabbing one, which I later regret. Should have got both. So now I'm looking through all these spices. They have a nice big selection here at Publix. I'm looking for like a dupe or a copycat of the Trader Joe's everything but the elote seasoning. Like they have everything but the bagel, but I don't seem to find the elote. And there are many spices here, so I was being hopeful, but I did not find it. And now I'm looking for yet another thing, looking for these Arnold Keto Sandwich Thins. These are a great burger bun substitution. They're lower in carbs and they're pretty yummy, but I don't see them. I know they've carried them here at this Publix before, but I guess they're either out or they don't order them to be stocked anymore. But they did at least have the Thomas's Keto Bagel Thins that I also like. I like to toast them up in the toaster, add a little cream cheese to it. Sometimes I also add like a couple slices of ham to kind of make like a ham bagel sandwich. They're pretty good and they're only 2 net carbs. So that's a great option as well. I also ended up grabbing these Premier Protein pancakes and waffles. They were buy one get one free, that's why I grabbed both. I know they're not quite the best option for breakfast first thing in the morning, but in a pinch, they're something quick and easy. I also bought these Extreme Wellness wraps. They're these big size tortillas. I love to make some like a Caesar salad type wrap. Back in the day, Chick-fil-A used to have a chicken Caesar salad wrap that was super good, but they stopped making it, or they at least stopped carrying the Caesar dressing. And that used to be my favorite thing to grab for lunch. So now I make my own. And after all that, I ended up forgetting my coconut almond milk. Ay, ay, ay. Guess I'll have to pick that up on another day. Thank you so much for joining me on my Sunday grocery run. And if you like this video, go ahead and hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe so that way you're notified whenever I upload a new video. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in the next one.